Yeah, abusia mema wakwaba biem eba yen jumadi so. Our podcast are titled How to Escape Poverty. This is the part two. And I think one lady called me and she watched it and she didn't just even comment. She called and was like, I should explain what poverty is before going to the other segments. And I'm catching you on to Noboasina. And then it's a very broad topic and we have a lot to cover under the word poverty, as you yourself know. And I think that, and then we will define poverty and we will go a lot deep into its concept. Now, then we go to Anyama here for yeah, Amaye, and how we can escape those kind of challenges. Ebamaye then after into my pay for. Yeah, so going straight to the point, what is poverty? The word poverty is a very, very big subject, and we understand that poverty is a weakening state, okay, that deprive a person or a community. It could even be a country. That's what you say. Yeah, poverty can deprive you from the fundamental resources which are necessary for a dignified existence. You understand? Of a community or a country or an individual. You see, that makes it very, very bad. You see, one thing about poverty is that people who are in such crisis, there is this sinking feeling in their life. They have no control over it, which make it very bad and serious situation to even talk about. And I have conceptualized poverty into three stages. I'm referring to P1, P2, and P3. And that's a poverty 101, now poverty 102, that's a poverty 103. And you be breaky into pieces. Then we identify all these levels and see where we are and how we can escape that stage and become free people as a community or as individuals. And almost say a near my poverty banner, a dozen. Some could be natural disaster. Natural disaster like volcanoes, earthquakes can strike a community and they lose everything. Then you come into that state where you are very poor, that you really depend on people to survive. Apart from natural disasters, a war can also be a very big factor, like what we see in Ukraine and Russia and Iran, Israel, and say, yeah, such things can bring a very serious poverty into some communities or some households. Okay, but all things being equal, no, I think that one of the biggest contributors of poverty, all things being equal, say yeah, there is no natural disaster, there is no war, there is no broken home, but nipa biribiara okay a ɔkɔ ahokyere mu no, one of the biggest contributor lack of knowledge. I think knowledge cut across as the biggest contributor of poverty in this dispensation. Okay. And see, when we talk about the three stages now, we have the P1 and that's the poverty 101. At that stage, the individual is in crisis. He doesn't have knowledge about his situation. He doesn't know what to do to escape it. He is just dependent on people. Okay. And Abanesana, like we're very vulnerable. Such people are very, very vulnerable. And that's the first stage of poverty. Now the second stage, which is the P2, that is a situation where the person is well informed. Onipa no knowledge, but on juma. And we always say the application of knowledge is wisdom. Ya wonipa bebree a wako school, wako suande, owo nimdeɛ, ɔwɔ skill no, but he or she doesn't apply that skill, nti no ama ahokyere nko ara na ɛba no so. That is the second stage. And yɛwɔ the third stage, which is the P3 no. There are individuals ɔno nso or skills no or apply skills no all right, but he or she doesn't apply the skills rightly, and also in principles no, but on apply principles no the right way. Every man achieve the maximum results. Every man DA or abrabom. Into your bonnet of these are the stages of poverty. I think if you are able to identify where you are, then you can't be able to, you know, do the needful and get out of it. And going to the other side of this discussion,